There's something about old railway tunnels, the way sound carries through the dark, the way the air suddenly turns cold, the way you sometimes feel like you're not alone. Deep in the misty hills of Himachal Pradesh, where the Kalka Shimla railway winds through dense pine forests, lies a tunnel shrouded in mystery and tragedy. This is Tunnel 33, or as locals call it, Barog Tunnel. A British engineer met a tragic fate here over a century ago, and to this day, disembodied voices, flickering lights, and ghostly apparitions have made it one of India's most haunted railway tunnels. Tonight, we uncover the chilling story of a man who built a tunnel and never left it. Welcome to Track 13, where the rails meet the unknown. The British built the Kalka-Shimla Railway in the late 19th century, a grand engineering marvel cutting through the treacherous Himalayan terrain. The plan included hundreds of tunnels, one of which, Tunnel 33, was assigned to Colonel Barog, a renowned British engineer. Barog devised a method where the tunnel would be dug from both ends simultaneously to meet in the middle, ensuring faster completion. It had been done before, but this time, something went terribly wrong. Due to a critical miscalculation, the two ends never aligned. The results were catastrophic. By the time it was realized, months of labor and resources had been wasted. The British administration was outraged. To make an example of Barog, they imposed a symbolic, yet deeply humiliating fine of just 1 rupee, a public mark of disgrace for a man of his status. After his name had been tarnished, the whispers started. No one spoke to him directly, but he heard them all the same. A leader who had led his men in circles. A mistake carved into the mountain itself. The once proud engineer became a shadow of himself. His steps grew slower. His shoulders, once upright, sagged under the weight of whispers. He would sit for hours at the tunnel's edge. His only companion was his loyal dog, always by his side. One evening, unable to bear the shame any longer, Barog took his final walk into the unfinished tunnel and never returned. A railway worker found his body the next morning, his dog by his side, loyal to the end. But Barog's story doesn't end with his death. In fact, that's when the real mystery begins. Was his death truly by his own hands? Or is there something far more sinister lurking beneath the surface? Some believe Barog was not merely a victim of his own miscalculations, but of something darker. There are whispers that his death was no accident, that it was orchestrated by those who sought to erase the failure. One theory suggests that Barog was made a scapegoat for larger engineering mistakes along the railway. His superiors, desperate to shift blame, might have pressured him into taking his own life, or worse, ensured he had no choice. Many local railway workers had toiled for months carving through rock and stone, only to be told their work had been for nothing. Their resentment grew. Was one of them in the tunnel that night? After Colonel Barog's tragic death, British engineers abandoned the failed tunnel, but the mistake remained. A second tunnel, still called Tunnel 33, was successfully built nearby. Today, that very tunnel remains in use with trains passing through every day. But something else remained. Conductors report cold drafts that appear without warning, headlights that dim for no reason, and always the sense that they are not alone. Railway workers reported strange shadows flickering along the tunnel walls. Travelers waiting for trains spoke of a mysterious figure walking along the tracks, only to vanish into thin air. Some claim to hear soft whispers in the tunnel, as if someone was speaking, but no one was there. The most chilling story comes from a railway guard who once entered the tunnel alone at night, only to hear someone call his name from inside the walls. Is there a logical explanation for these hauntings, or is it truly the restless spirit of Colonel Barog? Skeptics believe the tunnel's acoustics play tricks on the mind, creating an illusion of whispers and voices. The cold drafts could be due to the geological structure of the hills surrounding the tunnel. But believers argue that the tunnel has an undeniable energy, a presence that lingers, felt by anyone who dares to walk through at night. Paranormal investigators have recorded inexplicable temperature drops and unexplained voices on EVP devices. To this day, train conductors and railway workers avoid the tunnel at night unless absolutely necessary. In an unexpected turn of events, Colonel Barog's spirit is not believed to be vengeful or malevolent. Unlike other haunted locations, his ghost is said to be peaceful, even friendly to those who acknowledge him. Local legends tell of lost travelers who found themselves disoriented near Tunnel 33. Many of them recall an odd but comforting presence, a man in old British-era clothing, appearing just long enough to guide them back to safety. When they turn to thank him, he's nowhere to be found. Perhaps Barog lingers not in anger, but in longing, waiting for someone to hear his regrets and finally set him free. More than once, travelers have reported hearing a dog's bark echoing in the tunnel, a bark with no visible source. Could it be that Barog's loyal companion still waits for him, a spirit never willing to leave its master's side? Today, a small grave near Tunnel 33 marks the final resting place of Colonel Barog. Locals say paying respects at his grave ensures safe passage through the tunnel. So, the next time you ride the Kalka Shimla Railway and find yourself approaching Tunnel 33, remember the name Colonel Barog. And if you hear a whisper in the dark or a bark in the distance, listen closely. It might just be history speaking back to you. Thank you for joining us on this journey down track 13. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more travels into the unknown. Until next time, remember, every track has a story.